Hello everybody, welcome to Cape Rugby TV. It's Wednesday night and we bring you the very best of what's happening in the world of club rugby. For those of you that haven't been aware of it yet, go and download the Cape Rugby TV app. It's got all sorts of fun and games on it. If you download that app, it's got video, it's got news, it's got games. The clubs can now share all their information. Go search for it on the Google Play Store or on the Apple Store. Big thanks to Hisense that has come on board with Cape Rugby TV as the official technical partner. Score Energy Drinks, they're on board with Western Province and Cape Rugby TV, and they're sponsors to the Sevens. Dulux Maitland at number 30 Coburg Road, they'll take care of all of your paint requirements. Dulux Maitland at number 30 Coburg Road, and then of course Colourtone Paints on board with Cape Rugby TV as well. We're very happy to have them. Let me introduce you to my panel this evening. Ishmael Dolly, welcome, Cape Rugby TV.
Thanks, JP. It's good to be back. I think the last time I was on the show was at the beginning of the season, and now we get ourselves back at the end of the season again.
That's impossible. You were here just the other day.
You know, time flies when you're having fun.
Yeah. Jerome Parvarter, nice to have you back. You look very fancy tonight.
Yeah, I just came from a memorial service from Pete Boonzai, who passed away last week. Yeah, so very sad,
Yeah.
but
I think we'll take a moment a little bit later in the show. We'll take a moment to ask you to share some of your knowledge of Pete Boonzai, who's obviously a big legend and stalwart in the world of club rugby. Folks, we will talk about that a little bit later during the course of the show. We were out this weekend to go and watch young Wesley's up against Manenberg Rangers. And, well, one would probably say that in the first time in the history of Cape Rugby TV's filming, that we had a game with a 0-0 result. Ish, have you ever heard of a game with a 0-0 result?
I think I was one of the guys to message you and call you and listen. Is this game, is it really the correct score? Because, I mean, how often do you get a game where there's no scores?
Yeah. Jerome, with a game like this, when it's 0-0, it's hard to pick up highlights.
yeah, it must be tough because you can maybe the highlights is if there's a line break in the good defense, it can be the highlight.
Yeah.
Because there were no tries.
No tries. All right, folks, let's take a look now at the first half between young Wesley's and Manenberg Rangers. They're playing in Philippi. You wouldn't believe that it's a 0-0 game, but it was still a great game, played in a good spirit, and, well, tough game. Let's watch the ups and downs. Ish, you asked me the question. You sent me the message Jerome, and you've got to play a bit of catch up now as well. You sent me the message. In fact, we were speaking over the phone, whether or not this was real. Now you've seen the highlights.
I don't actually think that score, based on the highlights, reflects how exciting that game was. I don't know. You can maybe come in here, but there was a couple of line breaks.
Yeah, no, I agree.
There was one or two opportunities where they were over the try line, and obviously the guy lost the ball forward. So I know Scrummer doesn't really accept a 0-0 score. So I think maybe some of the clubs have to just add one just to make sure that the score goes through. And
I think what a lot of people don't know, and Jerome, you would also probably not be able to give comment on this, is when one's working out the logs and results, because the system doesn't take a 0-0 score, or if a game is forfeit, then what Western Province do is they put the score in as a 20-0, so that the log points calculate and so on. Okay, so in this case, what we've also done is if there's a game that's been cancelled, or maybe there's a game that fixtures have been changed, it'll still show 0-0. So the system will kick the match off the fixture if it's 0-0. So we had to change the score and put it in as a 1-1.
So there's a glitch in the system.
There's a glitch in the system, yeah. But no, so to come back to the game itself, and yes, I'll give the commentary on the game then. I thought it was a difficult field to play on. Philippi, what I'd like to see out there is I'd like to see the city get out there with a bulldozer, flatten that field, and relay the grass. Because that grass there's dongas in there, there's holes in there. I mean, the field is not in a great condition. In fact, we need to see a little bit of a facility upliftment there. So it's a difficult field to play on. But having said that, what we did see on the day was the wind was playing a factor. The wind blows over the Philippi field there at Young Wesley's. And we certainly saw both sides in first and second half challenge the game line. So, yeah.
And I think in the wind and the planes coming over the field, maybe you were lucky. There were no planes coming over, because it's almost like the 95 World Cup.
No, I wasn't lucky at all, because while I was there, Kalula.com came over there, KLM, British Airways, SAA, every aeroplane possible that was landing at Cape Town International had to come over, not while the game was on, of course, while we were doing the interviews.
Okay. I think despite those challenges that you've just mentioned, you could still see two sides really enjoying themselves and giving their all. And the fact that they've gone out and you can see the spectators, they look like they were having fun. Yeah. And I think that's important to realize, especially why we play this game. You know, the ultimate aim is for us to have fun, and those guys really had fun.
Well, I tell you, it was difficult. It was difficult for the coaches and captains, and to walk. This is an extremely important game for them. So, folks, let's catch up now with Manenberg Rangers captain and coach Tariq van der Ros, and Tariq, and of course Riaz Williams, who's the coach at Manenberg Rangers, and Tariq was playing on the day. So you got captain and coaches playing there, and no, I don't think the guys could hide the disappointment of the fact that it was a 0-0 result. Both sides, both teams, Manenberg Rangers and Young Wesley's, were desperately looking to put some points on the board on the day. Right, folks, we're here in Philippi. Young Wesley's played against Manenberg Rangers today. I think it's the first game this whole year that it's been a 0-0. In fact, it's the first game I've heard of in Western Province Club Rugby that it's a 0-0. Tariq, I would like to say down to the wire, but it wasn't down to the wire because there's no winner. But an incredible game. It really was 50-50 both ways.
Yeah, I think defensively both teams did well. The wind played a big factor. When they didn't score in the first half, playing with the wind, we thought we had a good chance, but we were unable to take our chances.
Right, folks, with me now is the coach of Manenberg Ranger, Riaz Williams. Riaz, you look a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, we are disappointed, considering that we put in all the effort, maximum effort to get out maximum points. Unfortunately, today it wasn't that. We only got 2 points after the game, but we're still in the running for promotion, and we're looking strong at getting there.
You guys have had a great season.
So far, yeah. I think through the league, we've taken one loss against Western Zebras. Apart from that, we pretty much took a clean cut. And now in the Super 9, this is our first draw. We haven't had a loss, and we're just looking forward to completing the other 3 matches.
Well, we're going to leave it at that. I know it wasn't a win for you guys, but still, I think you guys had a great game.
Thanks, JP.
Welcome back, folks. Riaz Williams is, of course, the coach at Manenberg Rangers. Jerome, it was a good atmosphere. It was a tense atmosphere. I'll be honest with you. But you know, the guys needed these points to get into this promotion into Super League C. So not easy.
Yeah, see, Rai say they're very disappointed because it's the first time that they have a draw this year.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, at this time, it's not what they were looking for.
Young Wesley's captain and coach Sivuyile Gitwa and Victor Africa. Right mense, ons is nou hier so in Philippi, natuurlik 'n baie close game tussen Young Wesley's en Manenberg Rangers. Saam is Victor Africa die afrigter vir Young Wesley's. Victor, het jy gedink het jy al ooit 'n result gesien in die klub 0-0?
Nog nooit is 'n geskiedenis wat Manenberg kom maak op ons veld om vir ons te kom hou op sonne om 'n punt aan te teken.
Okay, Victor, ons los hom daarso. Ek dink was dit steeds 'n lekker game.
Ja. Baie dankie JP en Cape TV. Dankie dat julle vir ons kom ondersteun het vandag.
I was going to say congratulations on the win. I can't say hard luck on the loss. We were speaking to the guys from Manenberg Rangers. It's the only game we've seen this year that's 0-0. How do you feel about the game?
Yeah, the game was a little bit. It was hard game. We came with our aggressive, but we gave all to try by all means to be on the game to win the game. But unfortunately, the game fell off.
All right, Vieira, we're going to leave it at that. I know you need to get into the change room with the boys. I think you guys had a great game anyway.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Captain and coach there, of course, at Young Wesley's, Sivuyile Gitwa and Victor Africa. I think Sivuyile just a little bit nervous there for the camera. First time on camera, maybe. But yeah, you can see the disappointment on the guys' faces. But it was a good game.
Yeah, I think these two teams are the top two in the promotion league, and I'm sure one of them wanted to take on bragging rights, especially at this part of the season.
Yeah, but now what's going through your mind? Because you guys went through this last year. You were sitting on the edge, same as the teams. Milnerton, you were sitting on the edge in Super League B, and you had the same emotions. Yeah. So what's going through the players' minds? Are they thinking about it? Is it like really on their mind every day, every week?
Well, I mean, both of these teams, you could clearly see that they wanted to win this game, and the disappointment in the aftermatch speeches just shows that both of them were trying to win this game, and be that as it may, I mean, two teams going from one side to the next with no score, it's unheard of.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never ever heard of a score like that before.
Jerome, have you been in a 0-0 game before?
Yeah, I wonder what's the tackle, the penalty count in that game. But sure, I don't know if there were opportunities for them to kick for poles, but I haven't heard. I don't know when last I've heard.
Let's have it. We managed to catch up with the referee on the day as well. But I didn't. I thought it was a reasonably flowing game. It wasn't stop start. I think there was a couple of penalties and a couple of other things, you know. But no, not a. I wouldn't say you know, what do you think? Maybe a lot of over penalties. It was normal. I think
No. What I mean with that is then their discipline. Both sides must be good. I mean, look, on the day a game like that, you'll tell your guys, listen, discipline. No penalties in the opposition 22.
Yeah.
So it seems like they had the discipline on the day.
Well, the interesting thing is Manenberg Rangers missed 4 penalties on the day. I mean, that was the tricky thing, because I'm pretty sure that on that field...
Conditions.
No. It's as you kick the ball, the goalposts move left and right. That's one of the things. And then they also had a funny angle. So the goalposts are not straight up. So if you're kicking from towards the airport side, it's a very difficult kick. And there's a guy by the name of Zane, 8th man, who was kicking for Manenberg Rangers. And with the wind blowing like that, you really have to... the wind was... it's a very difficult field. You've got to really kick the ball out 20, 30 meters to the right to have it curving back in. It's a little bit like Morgan Newman's golf swing.
Maybe these two teams are just hard to separate in terms of their strength and weaknesses.
I think you hit the nail on the head.
And I mean, they just went out at each other and basically sort of came to a head where, listen, we've evened each other out, and yeah.
Well, let's hear what Usman Wenzel had to say as a referee on the day.
Yeah, it was a nice game. It was a great game. The guys wanted to play rugby, and I think the discipline was good on the field for the day, even though there were 3 yellow cards. But it was inevitable. It was tackles. I couldn't help for it, but it was a great game for me. I enjoyed myself.
I think it's probably the first game this year in the whole of Western Province that is 0-0.
Yeah, I think so. I was also amazed when I heard the score was 0-0 when I asked my AR, what's the score now? And he said to me 0-0, and I said, wow, it can't be true. Yeah.
Looks like you enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, I really enjoyed myself. The guys, as I said, the guys' discipline was good. They adhered to my calls and so on, as you can see on the television whatsoever. But I enjoyed myself. Great game.
Yeah, well, there you go, folks. First hand thoughts, Jerome?
No, the ref is happy, and I mean the first thing that he said is the great discipline the guys had on the day.
Yeah.
And he couldn't believe it because he said after the game he asked the AR or the touch judge, was the score really long? This is the ref.
Well, I think for me, when the referee is not paying attention to the score, it means he's concentrating on the game. You know, it's like, I know it sounds crazy, but your eyes, you're thinking about other things. You're not worrying about numbers. You know, yeah.
But the looks of things, he looks like he had a ball of a time. I mean, he looks like a ball of energy, and I mean, he's got a smile on his face. And then that's great to see. I mean, both teams look like they had fun, and the referee, what more can he say? I mean, he was over the moon.
Nothing better than a referee that is coming to a club game and walks away from a club game saying he also had fun.
Yeah,
absolutely.
That's what we need. Huh?
I think it's important that we need to understand that as referees, they're doing a service for us, and we need to look after them. Whether when they come into our club, we need to welcome them, and we need to make them feel at home. Because at the end of the day, I mean, they're not getting paid much, and they're getting a lot of flack from players, spectators on the side of the field, and all that they're trying to do is just manage a game that's fair for both sides.
All right, folks, we're going to take an ad break. When we come back from the break, we'll give you an opportunity to win a case of Score energy drinks. Score is, of course, on board with Western Province Club Rugby as the official sponsor to the Sevens. By the way, if you haven't downloaded the Cape Rugby TV app yet, then go onto your mobile phone and search on the Google Store for Cape Rugby TV or on the Apple Store for Cape Rugby TV and download the app. A lot of fun on there. So if you go onto the app, and if I just open this now, one of the nice features that we've got on the app now is for the clubs that are out there, especially now with the awards and end of year functions that are coming up. I'm going to talk to you through this, but if you've got your phone, just download the app and you can look here for the videos. There's news articles. There's a bunch of games and quizzes. You've got the ability to send it. So yeah, this is a nice feature. If you want to enter the score competition now and you forget the number that I'm about to give you, then you just go onto the app and it says SMS and it'll send the message that you want to send directly through to 33090. So we'll talk a little bit through the app during the course of the show, but we'll take an ad break now and give you an opportunity to win that case of Score energy drinks after the break. Right, welcome back everybody. Taking a look at the app here, for those of you that were with us just before the break, if you haven't downloaded the Cape Rugby TV app yet, then go onto the app and let me just quickly go once again to some of the features. So for example, if I go to, so what we said before the break is that there's a fantastic opportunity for clubs to share information. So any clubs officials out there that want to share end of year functions, fundraising events, things that you want to bring attention to within your club. So for example, so there's an icon here, you use the shared icon, you just go there to share and then you upload your information. So for example, Collegians Rugby Football Club, of course, hosting their 40th anniversary reunion and presentation gala dinner. That is this coming weekend. At least not this coming week. Yes, this coming weekend. So Collegians have got their dinner and you can go and find out more about the Collegians dinner on the app. And then, of course, Caledonian Roses have got a new sponsor. So Kelly's have got a new sponsor. They sent that information to us as well. Ishmael Dolly sent something in here. And then there's the RAG that is set for the 23rd of September. So it's all on the app. All this interesting news where you can go down and take a look at what happened. Of course, Alice Michaels was one of the first people to send in the information. On the 13th of October, Elsie's River has got their 25th anniversary presentation of trophy. So that came in from Alice. See, we just got to maybe change one of the colors there. So yeah, there's a lot of news. You can SMS directly off this. All right, so if you want to win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, then all you need to do a little bit later during the show is SMS to 33090. And if you want to find that number really easy, just go to the app and it'll auto load. A little bit later during the show, we'll announce the winner of the case of Score energy drinks from last week. It is, of course, the Gold Cup happening at the moment. Now, over the weekend, it was False Bay playing against Roses United. They played, of course, at home ground with home ground advantage to False Bay, and it was Tygerberg. Kevin Kivitz and the guys were playing against Progress at Tygerberg, and we managed to get out there during the Gold Cup. A lot of fans, as they promised, a lot of fun and entertainment on the day. Let's take a look and see what happened in the match Tygerberg against Progress. Well, it looked like it was all infotainment, but Ismail Dolly, you were at the game. Tygerberg, Progress, Gold Cup, Sunday rugby.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a change.
I think there might be something in it for Sunday games. There was a lot of people at the game. It's a good gears, nice vibe. Kevin Kivitz and the club really put up a great spectacle, and they can be proud of Sunday's event, and they can build on it. We had Seven Gacy there, part of the entertainment beforehand. But going back to the game,
let's talk through the game.
The
here.
game.
I mean, this is supposed to be, of course, Tygerberg came in here as a wild card.
Correct.
So they potentially would have had their work cut out for them.
Yeah, it was pretty close at half time. It was quite very close. 1 or 2 points that were separating the sides, but I think Tygerberg just had too much class in the end. The interplay between the players were much better, and they finished off much better than Progress.
Jerome, I mean, what do we know about Progress? They're from SV Deer. In fact, False Bay is playing against Progress now. But where would you rate in terms of this? Because this Gold Cup is supposed to be the best teams in the country.
Yeah.
So Tygerberg had Progress here now. Maybe a good way to get the ball rolling in the competition, not necessarily hitting the top teams right away. But how would you rate progress? You know these clubs.
The club rugby in SVD is strong and very good, and a lot of these guys also play Currie Cup for SVD. So it's going to be a tough one for Tygerberg going there, playing in George, and again progress again. That's a progress of George. So it's going to be, it's really going to be a tough one, traveling there and go play there. And their spectators, they're also very much behind the teams. I've go a lot and watch club rugby there when I'm out that side. So it's going to be a tough one.
Let's just quickly go back to the game here. Ishan, it was halftime in 1917 at halftime. Shamik Allen, 2 tries for him. He's really come through the ranks there. Keegan May, Gary Williams, Dale van Skalkwijk, Christopher van Wyk. I mean, this is a high-scoring game, 54-27.
For the first game, to put up 50 points in a new competition, it needs to be done. And I think they'll take a lot of confidence from this, particularly going into the rest of the tournament. I thought Dion Talia was very prolific with his boot, just keeping the scoreboard ticking, but just kicking over those penalties. And then the forwards laid a great foundation. I mean, you had Tiny van Wyk and Shamik Allen being very prominent in the loose, and giving them that go-forward ball for the backs to prosper.
All right, folks, let's catch up now with some of the coaches. Of course, Ricky Peterson is the coach at Tygerberg. He's done such a fantastic job throughout the year. He's really managed to keep Tygerberg at the top of the pile there. And Shamik Allen is, of course, the captain at Tygerberg.
Any coach, I think any coach would like to start his campaign off on a positive, and today we started off with a win, which is very, very good. Yeah, what can I say? I mean, it's home ground advantage, and you got to make use of it. These are the type of competitions that you got to make use of it, and let's face it, I think Progress had a taste and a feeling what it is to run out in Florida Park. So now we can go to Progress, and we got to go with confidence. If you a traveling team or any team and you don't show confidence, you will be eaten up alive. So for my boys, I know we can take this all the way to the next game, one game at a time, and no game will be easy. But it's what we're gonna do between those 4 lines with Progress. It's us, them, and the referee and the touches along the side. That's all that it's about, and it's a battle.
Really proud of the boys. I can't begin to describe how proud I am of them. Such an honor to represent your community, represent the Western Province in such a big tournament like the Gold Cup, and just onwards and upwards for us out here. Yeah, we're taking it 1 week at a time, just focusing on the basics, the scrums and lineouts. We know we've got to be clinical at this level to progress, and yeah, we're in it definitely to win it, and so we'll focus, take it every week, week by week.
You think for us as a brand, it's very important for us to be associated with the local community. Therefore, we're proud supporters and sponsors of Tygerberg branch because we believe people must move on to their next, like our brand says, and we hope that many people in Tygerberg Rugby Club will move on to their next. Yes, very much so. It's nice to see that local rugby is alive in Cape Town, and we're proud supporters because we truly believe that supporting the local community as they came out today in this glorious day, it's nice to see such a big crowd and supporting their local community.
All right, welcome back there, folks. Yeah, just for the record, I mean, Ish, maybe just explain to us, or Jerome, either one of you, the 2 progresses for the folks that were watching now. Because I did say Progress is playing this time.
They played against Progress from PE.
Yeah.
So this week they play against Progress from SVD, from the Eagles.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk about this match for Tygerberg against Progress in George. Yeah. This issue, you reckon this will be a tough game?
This will be. Traveling is not easily, firstly, and you also got to take into consideration that as a club, these boys have not been too long on a bus. So I mean, we'll talk about Falls Bay. They're going to be on a 12-hour bus drive. And that can sometimes have an effect on players. That's what the team makes of it. So will there be entertainment? Will they look forward to it in terms of bringing their families along? I'm sure they will. And what was great to see about Saturday was Progress from Uitenhage. They brought a whole contingent with, and I mean, I saw most of them at Newlands as well at the province game. So it's great to see that club rugby not only just focuses on what happens on the 80 minutes, but looks at the whole package as a whole.
Yep. All right. We're going to now be touching after the break. We're going to talk about the rest of the Gold Cup matches there. Of course, False Bay are playing away. We'll find about some of their challenges. We'll take a little bit more of a look at the app, and of course some of the fixtures coming up during the course of the next couple of weeks. Still a lot of activity happening. But to take us into the ad break, the kids at Young Wesley's and in their match against Manenberg Rangers, of course in Philippi over the weekend. You've got to have a look at the kids and how much fun they were having on the side of the field. Ish, Jerome, you guys were asking me whether the guys were having fun. Take a look at how much fun the kids were having.
1, 2, 3. A la piba, las pan, rec, pan. A la piba, las pan, rec, pan. A la piba, las pan, rec, pan. Yuppie, ya, yuppie, yuppie, ya. Yuppie, ya, yuppie, yuppie, ya. Yuppie, ya, yuppie, yuppie, ya. Yuppie, ya, yuppie, yuppie, ya.
Right, welcome back everybody. Remember, you can win yourself a case of Score Energy drinks a little bit later in the show. You need to SMS to that number 33090. And as I said earlier on, if you have got the Cape Rugby TV mobile app, which you must download now because there's a lot of prizes coming on, you get a lot of freebies, a lot of discount opportunities, opportunities to win prizes. Download the Cape Rugby TV app. Now's a good time for you to download it. Have you downloaded the app, Ish?
Yep.
You started playing with the quizzes?
Yeah, so I was part of the quiz as well.
Yeah, you were on the quiz, yeah. Did you see that Jerome Parvat is actually on the quiz as well? Where we asked the question for people to choose. Who is this guy? And they had to choose Koos Parvater, Jerome Parvater, and then I think there was a third question as well. A lot of fun and games. So get your mobile app, download the Cape Rugby TV app off either the Google Play Store or on the Apple Store. I think one of the nice things is during the day, you just get Cape Rugby news pops up. Do you get news during the day?
Yeah, so notifications, especially who's leading the logs and etc. and the wins of the weekend. The app's quite interactive, so I think your backroom staff did quite a good job.
Yes, my backroom staff did a good job. I'm very I don't have backroom staff. We have a team. We have a team of people, if we want to call it that. I think more importantly, the machine behind Cape Rugby TV, behind the Facebook page, is everybody that shares the content. So the whole secret to making club rugby work, amateur sport work, is a community effort. There is no such thing as...
There's a simple saying, JP. There's no I in team.
There's no I in team, yeah. Unless you spell it wrong. Okay, let's go to the False Bay game. False Bay playing at home. Jerome, you asked the question: were they going to use the Hamilton's game as a warm-up? Because they played two games on the same day. Would they use the Hamilton's game? You asked Jonathan van der Walt that question as a joke last week. Were they going to? In fact, you asked Graham Knoop.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, folks, if you want to hear the interview with us with the captain of False Bay, Graham Knoop, you can download that on the podcast, which is also on the app, and you can listen to Snoopy there as he comments on the game. But you asked the question: were they going to use the Hamilton's game as a warm-up game before the Roses game? Clearly not.
No, they did not. And I could see, but Saturday morning, Francois Davids phoned me. And he played a big role in Roses. His son is director of rugby coaching. He's the coach of Roses. So he phoned about the passing of Piet Bonzaier. So I just gave him a bit of info. But he said he's worried about that game. And I think he was right to be worried. If I look at the score, Jono and the boys, they did well. And I think also with Ricky and Tygerberg, they did Province proud. So it was a good start for us. And you can just see the Super League A or the rugby that we play in Western Province, because that was the top side of Eastern Province.
Yeah.
And the week before, there was a big discussion on a TV show, which I was listening, and an ex-player of this club, Mokaya Jack, was bragging how they're going to beat Tygerberg, because in the past it was a big rivalry, but surely it wasn't the case. And yeah, so the guys did well.
So, False Bay, Roses.
Yeah, and I expected it to be a closer because the last time False Bay played was about, I think, 3 or 4 weeks ago, and Roses just played, I think, 2 weeks ago. So I would have thought that False Bay would have been a bit undercooked. But I mean, like Jerome said, I mean, the class difference, I think, in Western Province Super League Rugby compared to other unions in South Africa, I think there's a big difference.
Okay, so now let's take a look at False Bay. They beat Roses 43-19. We're going to talk about the President's Cup results now. False Bay, Jerome, they are now traveling to Katu. Katu. I've got no idea where Katu is. Jy sê dis 12 ure in die bus weg na.
Yeah, it's
iewers noord.
Yeah, it is. It's very far. So it's 12 hours. I know it's past Kimberley.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's quite a long bus trip, and he's just said that they're going to leave on Thursday evening. They're going to leave. False Bay going to leave, and yeah, it's going to be tough for them because they're long on the bus. And in Katu, there's about 4,000 people living there, so they have all gonna be there at the game.
They all play rugby. All 4,000 people play
everybody,
rugby.
Yeah, that's the only club there.
There's one club in Katu.
And that's the Champions Club.
The Champions, yeah.
So in all 4,000 people is gonna be at the game, so it's gonna be tough for False Bay.
And those guys they work on the mines.
Miners.
These guys are tough guys.
Tough guys, huh? They're miners, and it's they always give teams a tough time there.
Have you played up there yet, Tish? No?
Absolutely not. I don't know where is it.
No, the guys from Google phoned me this morning and said, listen, we looked for the venue on Google Maps. We were looking for Katu on the Google. That was niks nie. So we're gonna get Google to plot to find Katu for us on the map there. But yeah, Jono van der Walt and the boys, if you're watching us right now, best of luck. Okay, let's quickly take a look at some of the other fixtures, or at least results that came over the weekend. So it was a win for Hamilton's 59-17 over False Bay. Let's look at the other one here. Marty's Stellenbosch. This is the game we spoke about last week. It was an intervarsity, 41 points to 26. This puts us in a President's Cup final now. Hamilton's up against Stellenbosch. This is going to be a monster game-ish.
It's going to be. Hamilton's they sort of come on the up over the past couple of weeks, but I think Topple Marty's will be very, very difficult, and it will need a special effort. Mind you.
Well, I don't know. Hamilton's just beat False Bay 59-17.
The second team.
Well, we don't know that.
First half, the team.
So Hamilton's will be happy that they're coming off a win right now.
The problem is, so you're going into a final, and I mean anything can happen.
Yeah.
And Marty's have been unbeaten this whole season. No one has beaten.
All right, let's move along. Let's move along. Let's take a look at the rest of the results. Then we're now kind of working through to our finals in the President's Cup. Union Mill 25-20. This is of course the Total Sports President's Cup, folks. Union Mill 25-20 over Brackenfell, and then SK Warmers went down to Vix. So Ish, this puts you in the space of it's Union Mill in the bottom 8. You guys are playing against Vix now in the bottom 8 finals. You're going to have your work cut out for you as well, but clearly you've got a good track record. It's your 4th year in a row in the President's Cup.
Thank you, JP. One never knows, with Vix, you never know what side will come out. And like I said, I mean, it's a final. Anything can happen, and we're giving ourselves a chance. But yeah, we've got to prepare as hard as we can.
But you've beaten Vix before, so you know what to do.
It depends who comes.
And it will be their second team because Marty's are playing.
I was about to say, Jerome, I think I'm rather going to talk to you about this topic because Ishmael Dolly is playing the poker face again. He's doing the Lady Gaga on us because he likes to place his cards close to the chest. Jerome, Vix and Union Mill, your feeling?
No, I think Union Mill must beat them because Vix are they're playing with their second team.
Yeah.
Because Marty's are playing, so both teams are playing. So I think Union Mill is the favourites.
All right. So there's no way of changing players on the day now.
No, they can't.
No, you can't now because you've got to have both teams there. Now that would have been a problem last year because Vix played against Marty's in the final.
Yeah.
So anyway, let's take a look now at the President's Cup top 6 finals. Of course, this is now in Super League B. So St George's went down to Franschhoek, and then Villages went down to Hamlets. So we clearly have a Franschhoek versus Hamlets final. And isn't this the game that we had last year at the track?
these two teams have a knack for getting into President's Cup finals.
Yeah.
Franschhoek, Hamlets, Rangers. So once again, it just shows you they maybe thrive on these kind of tournaments. And I mean, credit must go to them. I mean, they both of them play an expansive brand of rugby. And one can maybe argue that St. George's and Villages the league has sort of come to an end because they've got promotion already to the Super A.
Yeah.
And maybe these two teams have something more to play for. So
I've been watching St. George's talk on Facebook, Manny Williams and the guys, and I tell you, the Gees is just up there. They're having a party.
I mean, Manny is like the face of St. George's. I mean, he really is very inspirational to the youngsters.
Yeah.
He's been a while on the block, and I think they're doing a great job, and it'll be great to see them back in Super A.
How many tries did Kevin Pearson score?
Oh, we didn't, of course, look at the Bossy Clark Gavin Parsons matchup. We'll have to try and get that information as well. But yeah, I think in my personal opinion, I think City Park might be too small, because when Hamlets come to a field, they bring about 20 buses with them.
And I think it's the perfect platform for these two teams to showcase their communities.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they'll come with droves in their buses, eh?
Oh,
Both teams, eh?
Both teams.
I just got it from our producers now that Gavin Passers called us today and said there are 15 buses coming. So and at Newlands last year we had 11 buses, and there was 700-800 fans there from Hamlets, and they were having an absolute party. So I think City Park at the Total Sports President's Cup on the.
I think this should be the main game.
This might be one of the main games. We'll see how that goes.
Franschhoek will come with 10 buses.
Franschhoek will come with 10 buses. Yeah, don't count the Franschhoek fans out. I know that they're going to have an absolute ball as well. Young Peoples in Super League C now, they put 1 point on over Kraaifontein. Kraaifontein must be bitterly disappointed. And then Rangers 43-31 over Hands and Hearts. Right, there we go. In the next game now, Young Peoples are going to be up against Rangers. This is, of course, in the bottom 8 semi-finals, also on the park. And the Young Peoples have also really put their name, sort of stamped their colours to the mast in this season.
But I think, once again, Rangers, I mean, they've really showed that they can mix it up in Super C, and they've come up from the bottom league. And they won the President's Cup last year. So they're again in the final. And they bring with them the whole of Saria State to come and support them. So good to see. I mean, it's just around the corner from City Park anyway.
There's no travelling. There's no travelling involved for
No
Rangers.
excuses.
Ebi Morat will be happy.
But Peoples will bring a few buses from Paul.
Peoples will bring a few buses from Paul, for sure, absolutely.
You know who's the People's coach? Brent Martins, the physio.
Yes, of course, yeah. Well, he's everybody knows him. Right, let's take a look now at the top 6 in the Super League C. These are the top 1 and 2 there. It was a win for Scottsdene. In fact, we got some comments in from Gerald Bach. We'll take a look at that a little bit later. Vineyards then, of course, beat Lunga 63-21. So Scottsdene have had a great season as well. Alistair Sichela and the boys will be happy. Vineyards 63-21 over Lunga. So it's a Scottsdene Vineyards final in the Total Sports President's Cup top 6. And then in the bottom 8, Kylemore 39-21 over Strand, and then Strand United with a win over Macassar. There's going to be a derby feeling to that match. Strand United up against Kylemore. This is, of course, in the bottom 8 of Super League C, going to be a big one as well. Right, let's quickly look at the results from the Promotion League. Blue Jets 32-0 against Van der Stel Evergreens. Caledonian Roses went 1 point up over Blue Stars. Masiphumelele 31-12 over Noordlikers and Young Wesley's. 0-0 against Manenberg Rangers, as you heard. Right, folks, it is, of course, the Total Sports President's Cup. Just a reminder, then the 25th of September, there's going to be 6 games spread across all the fields. So it's going to be great fun. You want to make sure that you get out there. It's the Total Sports President's Cup, kindly presented by Treble, and Cape Rugby TV will be there as well to cover the event. We're going to take an ad break. When we come back, we'll take a look at the rest of the results, and of course some opportunity for you to win a case of Score energy drinks. Back in a sec. It is, of course, Cape Rugby TV, and it's Wednesday night, and we bring you the very best of what's happening in the world of Western Province Club Rugby. Okay, let's quickly take a look at some of the other results, as we said, that came in over the weekend. It was a win for Peninsula 24-23 over Thistles. This, of course, in the Southern League second round. Silverleaf went down to Rocklands, and Titans went down to Atlantis. In the second round City League, it was a win for Young Ideas, a win for Tech over Zebras, and Temperance City's 29-29 draw against Progress. Lower Paarl with a win over Riverstones, and it was a win for Simondium over Allendale. Vintmill United with a win over Albions, Young Gardens with a win over Peril United, and then Young Standards, they went down to Violet's Paarl. Right, folks, for those of you that not quite aware of it yet, the Cape Rugby TV app, if you just joined in, go to the Apple Store, go to the Google Play Store. Some of the contents that's already come in. Caledonian Roses, they unveiled their new playing kit. So there's a great announcement there from Callies. Collegians are hosting their 40th anniversary presentation and reunion dinner, and then Van der Stel are hosting a chicken and vors braai. That's of course on the 23rd of September. In fact, yeah, you can see now the Caledonian Roses new kit that they've just unveiled, and Shakir is sitting right in the front there. So we've got some new kit, and by next week we will have that jersey up on the back of the screen here. That'll be absolutely fantastic. Right, so one of the big things that's happening at the moment is, of course, everybody's talking about the test match. The All Blacks are in town on the 7th of October to play against the Springboks. They're playing at Newlands. Probably, who knows when they're going to be back in South Africa. It takes a long time before the All Blacks come. Now, some of you might have an opportunity to miss the tickets, but there is a fantastic opportunity for you to buy yourself a set of tickets as well as support the Hubs program from Western Province Rugby. So they've got a package that's up for grabs now. You can see the poster here, but for 3,800 Rand for 3 tickets to the test match, 2 nights stay at the Cape Sun Hotel, breakfast, a return travel to Newlands on the day, and guaranteed match tickets for the Springboks. Only 3,800 Rand for 3 tickets, and you get an accommodation with it. This is an absolute win. It's definitely something that one should be doing. So get a hold of Western Province Rugby. All the proceeds go to the Hubs development program. So it's 2,900 Rand for tickets to the test match, as well as 3,800 Rand for that Cape Sun package, where you can buy the Western Province Cricket Club pre-match hospitality program. So if you haven't got tickets to the test match, and we know that it's sold out, and I see Jerome and Ishmael are looking at the screen with groot oor, né?
It's a nice package.
That is a very nice package. That is a very nice package. And I'll tell you something, anybody who buys that package gets the 3. You've got a lekker little opportunity there. So those are a fantastic opportunity for folks that haven't had a chance to get tickets and you want to support the Hubs program. For those of you that don't know about the Hubs program, is where Western Province Rugby send rugby coaches to the schools to actually help. So a great initiative there. We got some contents in on social media as well. Wilfred Fortain saying, well done on reaching the President's Cup final to be held at City Park. From the start of the season, no one really gave us a chance, but we stuck it through the season. And France shook all the way. Always remember, winning isn't everything, but it's the only thing, according to Wilfred Fortain. Gerald Brock said in a message saying, ever improving Scotland thumped All Saints 51-12 to qualify for the President's Cup final, and in the process exacted revenge for the costly 1 point away loss to All Saints in the regular season. And then Muhammad Steelman, as we saw that jersey, they sent a new jersey, goes back to their roots of all maroon. All the sponsors are from the local community, and they want to work together to ensure the sustainability of the community with rugby as the driving force. And then Xavier Fortain sent in a message saying the boys are well prepped and excited about their first trip to play outside of the Western Cape in the recent history. They expect a massive contest on Saturday with Florida Park-like atmosphere as the supporters travel up to George with the team. Progress will also have huge support of the community of George, expected to come out in their large numbers. And then Jonathan van der Walt sent a message saying Sishan will be a very tough challenge for them at this stage of the weekend. They're no strangers to the Gold Cup Rugby, having been in the national club champs for the last 5 years, and is of course a 10 to 12-hour bus trip. So a lot of travelling to do. Some fixtures coming up over the weekend. Van der Stel against Young Wesley's, Retreat against Noordlikers, Manenberg Rangers take on Masti Pumulele, and Caledonian Roses take on Blue Jets. And then in the City League, it's going to be Young Ideas and Progress, Zebras and Police, Temperance and a Silver Tree. Kailicha and Westling Wheels, Imikawi and Esterrivier, Delta and Stelkor. That's in the Northern League. Thistles are up against Titans, Rocklands Peninsula, Atlantis, and Silver Leaf. All right, so there's a whole lot of interesting stuff still happening. Ish, where are you guys this weekend?
So we're off this weekend, so there's no rugby in the West. There's no rugby for the Super A and Super B teams besides the Gold Cup.
Right.
Everyone's preparing for finals for President's Cup.
All right, so you guys are having a little bit of a breather. All right, folks, remember I said earlier on, you can win yourself a case of Score energy drinks. All you need to do is SMS the word SCORE to 33090. Or you can do it on your mobile phone. It's very easy. Congratulations to last week's winner, James Norkia. James walks away with a case of Score energy drinks. James, somebody from Cape Rugby TV will be in touch with you and deliver your case of Score Energy Drink. Jerome, quickly, how did it go with the under-21s last week?
We beat the Cheetahs 36-10.
Oh, the Cheetahs are not having a good run, a little bit of a struggle at the moment.
Yeah, they struggle. Too many teams playing now. With their team playing in the Pro 14,
Yep.
it's got a ripple effect on all the teams.
Very difficult.
Yeah.
Cheetahs getting hiding on every level.
Yeah.
Eish. Okay, next for you guys now?
No, we play Saturday at City Park, 1:45. We're playing against the Lions.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ish, thanks for joining us on Cape Rugby TV.
Absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Jerome, on a slightly sad note, I'd like to close the show off just mentioning Piet Bunzai. You obviously knew him. I think many of the Club Rugby people would know him. You went to the memorial tonight. I think our condolences from Cape Rugby TV to his friends and family from a Cape Rugby TV perspective. Maybe you could just, in a few words, tell us a little bit about Piet.
Yeah, thanks JP, thanks for that. And it's quite sad, yes. Piet is a legend in rugby. He was one of the first guys went overseas in the 1970s.
Yeah.
I think my father-in-law was captain of that side back then. As a 19-year-old, he went overseas, and his sister just said tonight how proud they were, because he was from Franschhoek on a farm, and it's the first time that they ever, one of their family people going overseas, so they were very proud of him, and they're quite a big family.
Was it emotional?
It's very emotional, because they were quite a tight, big tight family, and Piet was quite a big, huge man, and but the family support each other, and funeral is on Saturday, and I mean, he passed away in Johannesburg in a hotel room, so it was very sad. But I think he had a good life.
Right, folks. As I said, our condolences to the family. Certainly, the community, Club Rugby community, is thinking of you. Right, folks, that's a wrap from Cape Rugby TV. We'll see you again next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic rugby weekend. Bye-bye.